Hi, everybody. It's been a few little road bump here, but we're all here. That's what matters. I am so sorry. Um, so Darla has been in the business now about 3 years, and she has a really fun activity for us. I hope that everybody has a mirror. And she's been in the business. She's an Emerald coach and has a lot of experience with this business. So if you guys could give her your attention. Darla,
I know myself the bot. I have two avatars. I'm trying to figure out which one to look at. Okay, so a very long, drawn-out story I am going to condense into a manageable one. I've been doing for probably 10 years now, like a little soul-searching word of the year. I know Pam was doing one with me a while back, and they can go from very evangelical to very fluffy and out there, and it's just a matter of finding your ideal I guess your ideal word, your ideal day, your ideal circumstance. So I was kind of like, well, I get that for me, but then this needs to translate into business. And so I kept thinking, what can I do? I'm trying to get me scooch up here. What can I do to do this in my business, to do this and put it in a business aspect? So I had done a little exercise with Pamela about a month, I would say about a month ago. And just through a series of different questions. And it wasn't that she was doubting herself. It was just, I guess you kind of think, well, what do I do for my like page? What about my personal page? What do I post? And we all get that way. Let's be honest. We all get that moment to where we almost run out of steam and run out of things to say. And then I made a comment to Catherine a couple of days ago, and I said, I just am in a headspace where I had nothing to say. And she said, well, post that. And it was kind of like this little light bulb went off, thinking, well, I don't want to post anything that's kind of like negative. I want everything to be happy and positive. And that was kind of negative. Now, it didn't get a whole lot of response as far as, activity on posts, but it did create private messages, which created conversations, which created people who haven't been commenting on my posts for a while to start commenting on some of my posts. So I started thinking about it, and this call is about a month in the making. So it's not like this is a new thing I just came up with. I heard a quote from Lily Tomlin that said, I always wanted to be somebody when I grew up. Maybe I should have been more specific in what I asked for. And I thought about that. I thought, what did we think we were going to be when we grew up? What did we think life was supposed to be like? Did we have this beautiful life? Were we going to be the mom in the suburbs? Were we going to be successful entrepreneurs or CEOs or a lawyer or a doctor? What did we think we were going to be when we grew up? And then I thought, what is success and what does it look like to you? What do you see when you look in the mirror, and what are you going to do to change whatever you are feeling about who you are, what you do, and what your success will look like? So I heard a quote today that said, you are the only person you need approval for. And it was probably a 30-second clip with somebody in a group, and I hit that again. And it probably was 4 or 5 times, because I am being transparent and honest, saying that, especially on a social media standpoint, you seek approval from people you're trying to reach, from customers, from teammates, from friends. And your approval is really the only one that matters. So we can be empowering and say, oh, I have all this knowledge. I have all this head knowledge and heart knowledge. But secretly, we still want to be liked. We still want to be at least the first part of the team that's picked. And I can remember being back in school where they had 2 teams. They're picking this person and that person. And it was getting towards the end, and I still hadn't been picked, because, you want to be wanted and valued. And you will be the only one who will be with you until the very end. And I thought about that. You know, your spouse can change, your boyfriend, girlfriend can change, your friends can change. You can have a relationship with your kids that's close, you can be estranged. You know, your parents will probably not outlive you. And I thought you are going to be the only person you are with to the end. So, you know, how much attention do you give yourself? Um, do you, I mean, life is about finding yourself. Life is about creating who you are. So if we're trying to create our perfect ideal customer, our perfect ideal like page, our perfect business plan, we really have to know who we are. Because everywhere you go, you will be with you. Do you wish that everybody could see the real you, the person that you know you are, the person that you're kind of scared that you are? Because I know I am. I did a post today. Catherine had helped me with some wordings. I'm being honest. And I don't get out of bed every day and say, yay. And I still get on the scale because I have to watch fluid ratio in my body. And I get on the scale and I have put on some weight recently. Doesn't matter what I do. It just, the weight's coming on. I know it's a season. I probably have to go back on thyroid medicine again to get the 15 pounds of fluid weight off of my body. So my mornings sometimes consist of stepping on the scale, closing my eyes and looking down. That's just the way it is. And I wish everybody could see the muscles that is underneath the stuff that everybody sees before they see me. And I wish they could see, you know, hey, I've got abs, but there's a little bit of something in front of it, so you can't see my abs. Or my thighs shrunk a half of an inch, and I can feel it in my thigh muscles. I can feel it in my calf muscles. And I can tell you that after working this job, I've worked at for 10 months now, or almost 11 months, that I can lift weight over my head that I could not have done this time last year. And if you guys have been friends with me or following me for a while, you know that the RA had attacked my shoulders so bad that I could not even brush my own hair. That I literally had to curl up in a ball to comb my hair, and I could not lift my shoulders. And the pain was that intense. And I could do wall push-ups, but only at a certain distance. And I was starting to get all that definition under your arm and on top. And, you know, I would flex in the mirror and I would see the back muscles, and that's not there. I'm not saying it won't be there, but that person I know I can be, that person I know that I am, but I'm not portraying that person. I'm still acting like scared person. And I try to be brave, and I try to be empowering, and I try to be a friend of people and be the cheerleader, but let's be honest, I'm still not that girl. So how can you confidently go about your business if you are unsure of who you are and what you're doing? And how fluently does your business acumen fly from your lips? And I thought, when somebody asks you about Beachbody, just, you know, what do you do? You're like, oh, I'm a coach for Beachbody. Well, what's Beachbody? Well, and you that has to come from your lips immediately. It has to be so fluent in your mind that you know who you are in yourself, and you're confident in yourself, and you are able to share. And it has to come so fluently from your lips. Like if you quote, I can quote National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, 16 Candles. I can quote My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I mean, I can just quote in a second. But when people start asking about Beachbody, I literally have to relax, not stutter, and gain my wits about me, and say, well, you know, it's not a pyramid marketing scheme. And you try to go in this defense of, why can't I just say, without Beachbody, I don't know where I would be. Without my team of sister coaches, I have no idea where I would be. Without my accountability, without being in challenge groups, without people going, you know what, you got quiet, where are you? I care. I don't have any gain in this at all, other than you are important to me. Your challengers, when they go off the radar, you know immediately they're off the radar, and you go and find them. It's not because you're getting a $32.49 commission from Shakeology, because most of my challengers do it for about a month or two. And as my year-end review so eloquently said, that my challengers probably have a 3.15% on staying on Shakeology continuously. So it's not for the commission, it's the fact that 3 years ago, I was that girl. 3 years ago, I met people who lived in Washington State, and some people who lived at that point in Japan, and some people that were in Canada, and they cared just about more about me than I think I cared about me at that time, and they thought I was worth it. So when you're talking about your business, why can't you say, you know what, it's my lifeline? The people that I meet, the chance that I've had, I've got to go on a cruise. This is a Success Club cruise, probably the last one anybody could apply for. I've got to go to Summit. I have been to Nashville twice with a lot of you, and New Orleans next year, this year actually. I can't wait. And we are sharing moments and memories and neuro pathways that last a lifetime. So when we think, well, oh my gosh, what do I share? What do I do? You have to know, or at least have a sense of who you are on the inside to be engaging. So I'm trying to think. You have to be able to draw from a well, your own well, and share from that well. And I talked before about, your well-being, whatever you put into it is what you can pour out, because you cannot pour out from an empty cup. If you are not reading personal development, you are not listening to podcasts, and you are not telling people what you know, what are you pouring from? And that's not a personal slam on anybody, because you are the people you engage with. You are the people who are in, I think, your circle of 5 to 10 people. You reflect that group of people. So do you work on you? Do you give back to her being you, or if it's a man listening, him? So what work have you done on you? I mean, honestly, what specific grouping of time have you given you? Because I grew up and was told that I had to give everything to my family first, that I had to exhaust every need. Well, we all know that, but we can say, oh, well, I can exercise a little bit, and I can drink my Shakeology, and I can do this, and you're hurrying through the motions, and you're spitting it out, and it's not becoming an ingrained part of your being, your fiber. If we ask our challengers to do this, are we doing the same thing we're asking them to do? Are we looking in the mirror and talking to the person that we see behind it? Everything in the mirror. So I had to do this for an exercise, and I'm okay with putting makeup on and smoothing down the frizz. And you all have that pose in the mirror that you can kind of like pop your hips and suck it in, and you pose and you stick your chest out. You're like, I look good. And you go, and then you walk away. So we all have that pose that we do, that pose we do in the mirror. We're like, I look good. And then you see yourself in a storefront mirror, and you kind of go, that's not me. Either you're really impressed that it is you, or you're a little shocked that it is, because, for example, the 15 pounds has seemed to collect across my hips and my stomach. So I'm wearing yoga pants a lot to work with long shirts, because my jeans are not buttoning. And if they do button, if I bend down to pick up a bolt of fabric on the floor, I will pass out. So that's being kind of honest. So on the days where we cannot think of anything to post about, and if you say you never have anything, you never run out of things, you're lying, because we all run out of stuff. And you're not using your time hop feature, think of the material that you are going to store up in your journal. So this is where your piece of paper and your mirror are going to come in. So I want you to start writing, since it's Valentine's Day, start writing some short, small love notes to yourself. And before you think it's kind of weird, just think. For example, I have my papers here, so hang on, I have to read from my papers. I don't have my glasses either. When you look in the mirror, what are you going to change? What are you going to improve upon? Do you ever think about what you're feeling, who you are, and what your success will look like. Only when you figure that out, you will figure out your niche, your why, your passion, everything you are about. You will find out where you need to belong in your marketplace. You will find your avatar, because you're going to be so flipping confident that people are going to start flocking to you. So if you look in the mirror right now, tell me what you see. What thoughts come up when you look in your mirror at yourself? And just look. I mean, look all over. Don't just look at your face or look at your hair, but what do you see when you look in the mirror? Do you see an amazing woman who has triumphed over so many adversities, and yet she still smiles? Do you see faults? Do you see gray hair? Do you see wrinkles starting? Do you see saggy skin? Do you see chest that should have been higher? Or do you see shoulders that have held the weight of the world on them? Do you see a neck that holds up a head that is strong and confident? Do you see arms that held people while they cried, while they were sick, while someone died? When you gave a hug to somebody who that physical touch was their lifeline? What are the triumphs, the trials of your age, your socioeconomic, your children, if you have children? Are you married? Are you divorced? Are you remarried? Are you never going to get married? Is there nobody in your future? If you are not where you are in your journey yet, what do you think it's going to look like? Who will she or he be at the end of this journey? What are your triggers as far as you can relate to people, or what people can you not relate to? Because the people that you cannot relate to are the people who are going to be put in your path, because it's not easy to have your perfect ideal customer just come over and say, I want the all access pass to give you 3 Success Club points, $70 in commission, and I want to join your team forever and be a Shakeology lifer. She's not going to fall out of the sky. By you being transparent of who you are, she will be attracted to you by watching you and seeing how consistent you are. And trust me, I wanted to quit. I wanted to give up. I wanted to walk away. I take on people's feelings and their opinions of me more than I should, and it derails me. If you could never see again, if you lost your sight tomorrow, how would it be to feel the power around you? How would you show who you are without having that vision? Could you show someone in actions, words, deeds, strength? Because even if you don't have your sight, you can still write on a computer, you can still write a book, you can still speak to somebody. You would literally have to show yourself and what's on the inside, because the visuals would be gone. So as Valentine's Day approaches, how do you love others? How do you love yourself? Write down on a piece of paper, really quick, one worry that constantly consumes you. Tim Kennedy should be writing. Okay. So, if you allowed somebody to open the darkest closet of your life where all of the demons and all the skeletons rattled their bones, would you have the guts to give the key away? Would you have the guts to open up the door and turn the light on and expose those to light? Because your biggest fears affect your life, affect your posting, affect your business, affect how you invite and push for Success Club points and try to change other people's lives and rank in the business. It follows guilt. It follows being a skeevy salesperson. It follows up with, I'm going to turn into the lash person, the person that tags in Instagram, hey, I've got these great wraps if you're having a hard time losing weight. So you can be that person who attracts others by what you say, not what you sell. I have write down a few things. Persevere until you've exhausted. Oh my God, 10 minutes. Okay, hang on. No, cancel. We got 10 minutes. Okay. Persevere until you've exhausted all other options. All other options. Have you truly exhausted every single option you have had in your arsenal? Have you put your fanny out there so much that you literally feel like you're exposing your butt on a daily basis? Have you thrown out every arsenal of every personal development, every podcast, every person you've ever listened to, and put you out there so much that you're like, you know what? I got 300 no's this past year. My business may have increased in some personal volume points, some coaches, but my Success Club points were down, and I did everything I possibly could. Share you, not Brittany Leggett, not Scotty Hobbs, not Anita, not Keisha, not Amy, not all the Britneys, not all the Lindsays. Sell you. And by selling you, sell who you want to be, sell who you are, sell who you will be, sell who you see yourself in the future, because only then will you understand that your mission, your why, what you want to do is right there in your grasp. And like me, I'm being too stubborn, too stupid to see it. Look in the mirror. What would you say? What are your facial expressions? I had to do this with something else, and I had to look in the mirror, and you don't want to make eye contact with yourself. If you had to tell what you do as a Beachbody coach, I'm an independent Beachbody coach. I do this, I do that. I sell challenge packs. I sell life. I sell hope. And you start, watch your facial expressions. Does your spine straighten? Do your shoulders come back in confidence? Are you holding your head up high and going, I, pardon my French, effing own this because this is me? Are you unsure of your wording? Are you sweating? Are you stuttering? Because that's me. So maybe after this call, I want you to look in the mirror and observe you. I don't know if you have a full mirror or a handheld mirror, your bathroom mirror, and write down any of these observations. Share them with the group. We can end this call and start it again. I have no problem doing that. I'm sure Catherine would do her an endless call. We can share these. It doesn't have to be recorded. We can stop recording at this point. Think of all the things your body has been through. Nobody is perfect. No one has a perfect body. And we saw that with Lady Gaga at the Super Bowl. As beautiful as her body is, some trolls on the internet fat shamed a little pooch, a little roll of and I've been a dancer. You have these compression tights on, which suck everything in, and these little shorts they have danced in, and they have to be so tight so they don't fall off when you are doing flips or jumps or whatever. So yeah, it pushes up fat that's not even there. It'll push it up. So it's insane. It's completely insane. Think of all the things your body has been through. Feel what it would be during our fitness journey if you're not there yet, but feel what it would be like at the end of your journey. What does the middle, the muck, the mire feel like? I will probably never have a flat stomach again after having 4 kids. I don't know. I can't even imagine. I have an image of what Darla will look like at the end of this journey, but in 1,787 days now, I thought I would have been there, and I'm not there yet. But on the inside, she's a whole lot better than she was 4 years ago, and I would not give up this moment for a second. When was the last time you thanked your body for as far as it has gotten you to this point? The fact that it is resilient, it bounces back, it heals, it forgives you. And the outer shell could look the same as everyone else or different. And even if your outer shell does not reflect the inner one, have you thanked your body for it? If it has held life or not. I want you to think of all the obstacles you have overcome. Would you tell yourself that you weren't worth it? So when you're looking in the mirror and you're being critical and you're finding everything wrong, would you tell yourself you're not worth it? Think of one person or persons who has helped you along the journey where they are right now. It does not have to be a fluffy person. It could be the person you have learned the most from in the most negative way or the most positive way. Who has taught you how strong you are, showed you that what you were made of, and set you on your way? Who has put you to a point to where you felt like you had to come out fighting and swinging to figure out that you are not that person that someone else sees, because you know who you are on the inside. So that is my challenge, because we're about ready to die here as far as the team call goes. So that's your challenge. Write some love notes. I challenge you to write down the one fear you have about yourself and put that on the sticky note. So when you get up first thing in the morning, you go to brush your teeth, it's sitting right there. Do you say, I love you no matter what? I love you in spite of. I love you, I just, period. I, period, love, period, you. And when you start to heal all of that junk, then you can figure out what you are, who you own, who you are going to slay, who and what business modules you are going to overcome, and how many freaking business centers you will own 5 years from now, how many national wake-up calls you will have, how many times you'll walk across that stage, and how many times people are going to be going to your page looking to see what you updated, even if it was a 5-second video of you sledding down the hill. And yes, I sat there and watched Lindsay Stay sled down that hill with her kids and said, all of that opportunity that I missed with my kids. And I saw she was live, and I jumped down on that call to watch her go down a hill, because she is confident, even though she has shared that she is not. She is assured of herself, even though she has shared she is not. But how I see her is how I want other people to see me. So that is my challenge. And there will be homework, and I would love for you to share or think or meditate on it. Allow for creativity. Surround yourself with positive affirmations. And if you've ever watched Stuart Smalley, he sits in front of a mirror and says a bunch of affirmation and positive things to himself. You are special. You are loved. And you have to watch the videos, SNL videos. They are funny, but it has a purpose, because I can tell you that I would say probably all of you have not looked in the mirror and seriously asked the person who is reflected some of these questions. And that is it. I'm done. She's done.
Darla, thank you so much. I really appreciate you hosting the call tonight. I know that everyone appreciates it. You are absolutely amazing and inspiring. And I think everyone should share theirs. We have 2 minutes. The clock just disappeared off the screen, but we have 2 minutes. I think we should all share our biggest fears real quick who are live on the call. So I'll start. My question to myself that first came up when Darla said, what are you afraid of? I said, am I enough to be a good coach and a nurse? And am I skilled enough? Pam, you're next.
I wrote, let's see. One of her questions was, what are you going to change when I look in the mirror? That I am confident.
And Brianne?
Skip me and come back.
Marley? Oh, hold on, let me unmute you. Go ahead, Marley.
Trying to think. One thing that constantly worries me, I guess, is not saying the right thing. So I'm going to work on just trusting in myself to say what I want to say, no matter the consequences.
Brianne, what are you most worried about?
In life or just in coaching? In life, it would be that I build my business, I don't want to say the correct way, but the right way that is comfortable for me, that works for me. And like she just said, not putting yourself against other people.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, let's continue to share these in the comments below, and I'll post the recording when we're done, okay?
That's good.
Darla, thank you so much. You're amazing.
Thank you.